understand this, there is a price to pay for everything you do. You cannot take things that I said and turn it around.
When you were very sweet before, but you are not sweet anymore.
Expensiveness and volatility.
You cut your hair off.
Throw yourself into it. You love
Started going afro.
I get frustrated.
You were loud.
Things don't happen.
Walking while flat.
I remember you like America.
And I think that's wrong, and that is dangerous.
You expect this.
I'll pass on that one.
Rebecca, tú eres como tu papá buscando
I'll
algo.
pass on that
You
question.
never say anything wrong. You never do anything
You always
wrong.
talk about how much I can
I'll pass on that question.
You are now entering my universe. I am the lens, the subject, the authority. As a product of the New World, violence lives in my DNA. I carry an ancient pain that I struggle to understand. I use it to hurt those closest to me. Every one of us inherits the curses of our ancestors. But we may put an end to this cycle by constantly going to war with ourselves. I'm watching the curses of my family slowly kill us. So I'm going to war. And there will be casualties. This cannot be our legacy. My parents fall in love in New York City. It's the 1970s. They sacrifice everything for us to be the poorest kids on Central Park West. I share a room with my brother Juan Carlos and my sister, Raquel. I am the youngest. Our parents sleep on the living room floor.
Same shit in Congress, same shit in Washington. What do you think is happening in Washington? People don't compromise anymore. They are infidel, the Christian thing.
To not be both. So like be one and not be. Yeah, so sure.
On Saturdays, Mommy makes fried fish and plantains. I stuff them in my panties to throw them down the toilet when no one's looking.
What is it asking people to say, okay? Making some people go home.
You know, that's like a really nice thing to do, is to make sure that you're doing okay. And yeah, it's funny. It's not like a controversial thing at all. Those people will be like, hey, it's fine. How are you doing?
On Sundays, my parents dance in the kitchen to Lucky Doobie, the pain festering around them like an aura. Do you have chapstick, Daddy?
Yeah.
Remember that chapstick you used to have when I was younger? You had to squeeze it out.
Oh, yeah, that's a bliss stick. I was born in a sugar cane plantation, as far as I know. And my mother told me that she used to see those young kids, those young guys walking by to cut the sugar cane, and kids 17, 18 years old without teeth and ripped up clothes. And she said, those are not going to be my kids. My kids are not going to be like those kids. So I think then they decided to move the whole family to the city, to move away from there and go to the city maybe to get something better for us.
It's interesting that although you have 6 or 7 pictures of Generalissimo Trujillo, there is one of the Virgin Mary.
Explain?
For every Dominican knows, those who oppose Trujillo go either to jail or away.
The Civil War, I saw a lot of people dead on the street, and a lot of people being, if you went outside, you had to go outside like that on the street, especially if you were a guy. You had to walk on the street like that. We used to sleep under the bed. Everybody was under the bed. My mother put everybody under the bed and put all the how do you call that? All the mattresses on top of one bed. So she figured that the bullet came, maybe the mattress will hold it. When Johnson became president, he opened up the immigration from the third world to the United States. Before that, like you have to be like a rich or millionaire to come to this country. And Coco, no. I told one of my friends that we tried to get to the United States, and she laughed her head off. I mean, you think they want black people in the United States? They won't let you go. They won't let you there. And you are poor, they laugh. And they say, you vas al Estado Fundillo. O sea, you're going to Estados Unidos, tú vas para los Estados Fundillo. Yo me acuerdo hasta ahora. No, hija. You're not allowed.
I can't come.
Can't say that. You know that you're my favorite person to be around. Literally, you're my favorite person to be around.
Daddy tells me about seeing Jimmy live at Woodstock when he was 17. He says I know him better than anyone, yet I have no idea where my father's mannerisms come from. When I'm angry, I remind him of his father. Abuelo. Sugarcane. Machete. Belt in hand. Illiterate. Proud. Brought a family of 9 negros to New York City as Trujillo enforced ethnic cleansing in his homeland. When you got to New York, were you guys excited? Were you like, oh?
Yeah, but I was disappointed because we went to Bedford-Stuyvesant, and I said, holy shit, is this New York? It looked like a burnout World War II European city. I think it was 66, 67.
There's a big flame in my heart.
The first time I saw Central Park, I said, when I move out of my house, this is how I'm going to live. And that's what I did. That's what I live over there. And I would never move out of there.
Burning for you, even though we are through.
So wait, hold on. I feel like in our house there's always like this ongoing controversy.
Yeah, I know.
Us having grown up in a one-bedroom apartment, and you stand by the decision because you're like, well, I wanted to.
Because at the time, you know, it was either one-bedroom apartment or moving out of there, and where would I find a place that was rent controlled? That building was rent controlled, so I was able to afford it. You understand? If I moved out of there and looked for a place in 3 or 4 bedrooms, paying a reasonable price, we would have been in a neighborhood where one of you, I assure you, wouldn't be alive today. It was not even close to those other places. This is the best I was able to afford. You understand? It was the best I was able to afford. It was the best I was able to afford.
The OG Coco. Coco.
Where's my CD? I found my viral biotic.
Zacchaeus, can I come with you and film you?
Well, I'm going to Bravo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Closer.
Stop. Don't put that I'm smoking in the film because that'll, because then Gordy and Mommy will know when they watch it.
Okay.
They don't know I'm smoking good. You're going up this hill and I'm smoking.
Ew. You sound like a smoking loser.
In here, these people are so crazy.
What?
The community garden. This probably would have saved my life when I was younger. This was put in when we were kids in this neighborhood was shit. They would not let us play in there. I would go in there and try to talk to them to try to plant things. I was interested in growing when I was in high school, and they would shoo me away. But they're like, we have a community garden in the hood. The only people that were in there were white people drinking wine or doing little events there with their little green thumb.
I remember we weren't even allowed to go in. I remember there was these little white kids dancing for Halloween. And I was like, wow, this looks so cool. And I wasn't allowed to be. Excuse me? What's the deal with the community garden? Can we go in or?
Sure. Yo, I would go in there, I would hop the fence, they would kick me out.
You would hop the fence?
Yeah. I would climb over. That's my spot just for smoking pot. That's why they kicked me out a lot of times. But still. You know, remember when I got in trouble for bringing all the crack vials to school?
Yeah.
On my project?
Yeah.
I found them all in the community garden. So the crackheads used to use the community garden too. That's probably why they were like that.
What was the project for?
Huh?
What was the project for?
To bring something that you always see that represents your neighborhood, and I didn't know what they were. And so I just thought they were pretty because I always used to see the little crack vials, and so I liked the tops.
Yeah.
They were different colors. So I would clean them out. And so I got a flower pot that I stole from there, a little one, from the community garden. And I filled it up with dirt, and I put the little crack vials all around it in a circle, and one in the middle coming out.
That's cool.
I thought it was pretty, like, artistic, and I got in trouble.
What happened?
They thought that I brought crack vials to school.
You thought Mommy was a crackhead.
That's what happened.
If I'm Daddy's girl, and Juan Carlos is Mama's boy, my sister falls into a neglected dimension I don't even try to understand. She takes my grandfather's machete from the closet and swings it at my parents. She hands me my first joint when I'm 10 to apologize for choking me until I can't breathe. We have so much fun that day. She graduates from boarding school in New England on scholarship, but skips college and hops freight trains with junkies instead. Agoraphobia, disability checks, solitary confinement, destruction, and pathological lies. Now she has 2 daughters of her own who will inherit our curses. We have to dress up as our heroes in 5th grade. The other kids come as former presidents and Power Rangers. Encouraged by Raquel, I come as Harriet Tubman. I borrow my sister's dress and head wrap and use her makeup for the fake whiplashes on my back. In an old shoebox, I use broccoli to recreate a plantation. My only white Ken doll is the slave master, and the rest of my Barbies and Kens are slaves. Raquel is so proud.
Video Music Box Friday Night Street Party. Your Uncle Ralph, of course, in the place to be. We in the studio, as you can see, and that was the MOP remix, of course, with my man Busta Rhymes, Teflon. I'm hanging out with my man Marley Marl and Pete Rock today at the Future Flavor Show, so y'all definitely want to check in for that.
Future Flavor style, you know how we doing it.
Yo, hold up, they got the pirate right there. They let you know how it gets down up here.
What about one guy? Daddy?
Well, I'll pass on that one. I'll pass on that question.
For my 7th birthday, Daddy brings us all to Disney World. My brother and I have an argument in the car. At the sight of my tears, Daddy sinks into silence. When Carlos remembers this as the last time our father ever speaks to him. I come home from school with a fever. Juan Carlos is using my bed as his desk. Yo, I don't feel well. I need to lay down. He doesn't move. Yo, did you hear what I said? I climb into the bed. Still, he doesn't move. We hear Daddy get home. Juan Carlos finally moves his stuff and stops talking to me for another 2 years. When I complain to Mommy, she calls me a snitch. So I make sure to call her at work the next day, just to tell her she's garbage.
I always love poetry. Metaphors, similes, wordplay, and they use double and triple entendres, words that have 2 and 3 meanings.
And Carlos only talks to me when a Jay-Z album comes out.
1 bar is 4 beats, and there's 16 bars in 1 verse.
We listen together from start to finish with the lights off and analyze the lyrics.
And there's some songs that are on time release where you have to learn more about life before you can actually understand what they're saying.
In college, I recognize this as close reading and critical thinking.
Let's just forget about it and start over. Can we wait like 5 minutes?
Why?
Porque tú jodiendo ahí, lo pones a uno de mal humor.
Well, my mom wants to wait 5 minutes.
Coco, come here, Coco. So who's going to talk, you? Shit. Nice breeze.
Isn't this a nice way to spend the day?
Well, yeah, when people are not harassing you.
My mother, Veronica, comes to study at Pace University from Caracas, Venezuela. She leaves behind vacations in Margarita, custom-tailored dresses, and her first love to escape, her mother. Abuela is a glamorous woman with schizophrenia. She owns a thriving garment factory in the 1950s. This time, she'll spend 6 months in the psych ward. Mommy sees the guards hose Abuela down when she misbehaves. My mother never figures out how to discipline us. Instead, she comes into the room and hits herself with a belt.
Okay, everything started because I had a baby May 9, 1990. So her name was Rebecca, and I used to call her Beba. And then I used to call her Beba. And then I used to go have Beba. And then I liked Beba the most, and she stayed a Beba.
What is it like being a mom to black children?
I can answer a question like that.
Well, do you think that there were any experiences that you can speak to that are particular to having black children?
Well, Rebecca, basically I'm a Latin person, and I raise my kids as a Latin person because I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else at all. I don't know anything about being American, white or black. I don't know.
So you can't.
I did my all my stuff. I did it based on what I knew about being a Latin person from Venezuela. I didn't do anything about anything else.
What about before we used to go to Venezuela, you would tell everybody that if they made fun of our hair or said something about our complexion that you would freak out. You don't think that that's something that would be particular to having black kids?
Yeah, oh, well, but not because of it's because Latin people are so ignorant, and they think that because if you have pelo crespo, that's bad hair, and I just when you guys were little, I told one of my friends, if I make sure nobody says that my kids have bad hair, because that's not bad, it's just normal hair that they have. That's it. So that's the only thing I did.
So can you paint a picture about how?
About how what?
Mommy, I'm serious. I know your microaggressive attitude right now. It's not cool. It doesn't matter. It's not cool. Your microaggressive attitude, like throughout this entire interview, is not cool. It's really not.
Okay, Rebecca, let's just
keep on going. I don't want to do the interview.
Well, we're almost finished. What are you talking about?
But I know, but I just your energy bothers me. So either be real, get over it, and answer
well, that's
my
what I'm trying to
questions
do.
or not.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
Mommy, come on. You're not a teenager anymore. Can you just take 5 minutes? I'm sorry. Please.
My ass is sorry. Oh, cuando tú estés ready, not to be so aggressive, then you start asking the questions. When you're ready, you ask. Not before.
All right, I'm ready.
I spent my childhood summers in Mendoza Fria, a pueblo in the Andes Mountains of Venezuela. My uncle picked me up from the airport and we road tripped through 5 states to get home. Each night, staying at a different family member's house. I do my first communion at the same church where my grandparents married. I have my first kiss with Rogelio on his doorstep. For years, he would lean perfectly in that doorway as I passed by. It's the last time I'll ever come to this country. I backpacked the world in search of what Venezuela gave me. Freedom, unconditional love, and a room of my own. The next summer I stay in New York and lose my virginity to an asshole. I'm 17.
Try to change, get deranged from this fate and this state in this place. It's to sit on 6 hits, cause I'm bound to be found. No, I scream with no sound. I am out, silent shout. It's about in the group with no suit, always violent, never silent in this park. It's so dark, there's no fun, there's no sun. Fate is done with this gun. One.
Shakespeare lights my brain on fire, and not even the bulletproof windows of my high school can contain it. I dreamt a dream tonight, and so did I. Well, what was yours? That dreamers often lie. I get into a fight with this Jamaican kid Akeem for calling me black. How dare he? A psychiatrist, Susan, prescribes me Lexapro. After a national suicide warning, my mother throws my pills out. Miss Johnson introduces me to Maya Angelou and the term Afro-Latina. Some of the other Latinos start calling me Frederick Douglass. The night I get my acceptance letter to Bard College, I walk 60 blocks listening to Bob Dylan's How Does It Feel on repeat.
I open my mouth to the Lord and I won't turn back, no, I will go. I shall go to see what the end is gonna be.
wake up in the beautiful Hudson Valley. I'm 18 years old. Andy Warhol is king, the Beatles are God, and sometimes classes are held underneath tables. I live with the artistic black kids. I'm either with them or my white friends. Never both. Some of the older women in the house warn me. I'll never see you as a human being, they say. But I'm in love, so I ignore them until they graduate. My crew is my whole world. They love hearing me speak Spanish. It makes them feel safe. The new biracial professor from Harvard, Annie, introduces me to Hegel and Octavia Butler.
When you were at Bard, when you started Bard, I think there were maybe 70 or 80 underrepresented minority students at the whole school. Very few. And, immediately you got taken up by this crowd of people. Not just like a white social group, but you were in with like the beautiful people. Like your friends were the kind of people who, like during their time at Bard, appeared in Town and Country as part of like a glamour spread because they were like sort of socialites or, artists, actors, models, etc., film people, many of whom had families that were also very, very well connected in the arts and in other fields. Whenever, like when I was in trouble, like if I needed, I needed some posters designed or we had to, anything that we had to do, you would text like 5 boys who were all clearly like infatuated and they would show up within minutes. And I'd be like, oh, those are, and you just like, oh, that's just whatever. That's just so-and-so, like no big deal. So you had like this fan base that you could call on. But at the same time, like I know that you felt alone too. And now you're laughing because I'm right.
Girl, why don't you just call me? You keep typing that you can call me for 5 minutes. Just call me, chat with me for a little bit. I've been trying to get a hold of you forever. I don't want to lose momentum, and we're talking again and stuff, and we don't go like months without talking. I'm trying to turn a new leaf with that. So just
Call me, please.
Instead of handing in my homework, I spend 6 hours a day dancing in my room to take the edge off.
It's the greatest show ever.
Phew.
You sneezed on your fucking paper.
Down the hole, too. Down the hole. Oh, God.
Have you read American Psycho? He does the worst shit. It's
Does
fucking...
he? Does he now?
No, okay, so one part... No. It's not like the movie. The movie is PG compared to the book.
At BARD, we have a narrative form of feedback that's really, really interesting because it's also like a mini ethnography where the professor writes notes on the student and not just on their work, but on what they'll call their class citizenship and even their deportment, how they carry themselves. And so then when I saw your grades, it talked a lot about you leaving class, showing up late, seeming distracted. You know, I said, well, first of all, you have to be on time. You have to talk in every class. And this is something that I feel really conflicted about even saying aloud because it's so loaded. But I said, like, you can't wear belly shirts to class. And you were shocked. I said, you can't even leave class to go to the bathroom. And you were like, what? I said, yeah, you can't. You can't. Maybe someone else can, but you can't. So I'm not passing judgment on whether or not that's right or wrong. In fact, like, it's deeply problematic and it reflects centuries of violence. At the same time, it's also a necessary way to navigate these institutions, to get the grades that you deserve and to be seen within this sort of landscape, this pastoral landscape that promises to be a utopia, but is actually configured and operates in ways that are very much like the rest of the world, the rest of the United States, and that very much function within the logic of the body. Professors immediately started treating you differently. Your grades immediately went up. You did not doubt any of what I said, which you totally could have done. You totally could have been like, Annie, this is ridiculous, and you would have had a point. And you'd have actually a really, really good point.
Annie convinces the board to let me do a semester abroad in Ghana, despite my academic probation. It's the land of revolutionary Pan-Africanist Kwame Nkrumah, the first prime minister of decolonized Africa. My host mother nicknames me Foreigner. You're an American, she says. I tell her I'm first generation. She laughs and tells me not to talk while I'm eating. From the trotro, I see a shirtless man cutting sugarcane with a machete. There I see the mannerisms. There I see my father.
Yes? Beautiful. Audrey. I want you, baby.
Cocaine running round my heart, running round my brain. Cocaine, oh, you old cocaine. Oh, you old cocaine. Cocaine running around my heart, running around my brain. Cocaine, oh, you old cocaine. Oh, you old cocaine. Oh, you old cocaine.
This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining and he's just walking around looking about.
Whatever he's on, he has incredible strength.
Yeah, crazy strength.
Is this a bored child or a threat to public safety? Someone who saw him pacing around a Cleveland park was worried enough to call the police. A patrol car arrived at the scene, and seconds later,
Shots fired. Male down. Black male. Maybe 20.
So you gonna get back in and drag me out of my own car?
He didn't do nothing, man. He didn't do nothing, man.
I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious. You have to stop behind the white stop bar. Stop bar. Stop this. Hand me the car keys.
Tell you the signal. You doing all of this for
Get over there.
Act like you step away from my motherfucking red.
Step out, or I will remove you. I'm giving you a lawful order. Face away from me. Get out of the car. Face away from me.
Dark hoodie, like a gray hoodie, and either jeans or sweatpants and white tennis shoes.
Are you following him? Yeah. Okay, we don't need you to do that.
Very happy with the support that we're getting from the police department. I did nothing wrong, and this trial will show that I did nothing wrong, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, did you see Russell Westbrook last night? You know, it was for like 47 in like it was 47, 15 rebounds, and like 11 assists.
God.
He's continuing to fucking
Basketball.
just average. Oh, sorry.
I think it's cool that some of those players are like talking about. Yeah.
With shit that's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
There's so many more players who, like, and so many more like. There's definitely there is movement happening, and there needs certain cultural shifts have happened in the last 20 years that like there are more opportunities now for black people than there were
No, for
then.
sure.
Having more people for like young black kids to look up to and stuff like that is good. And
I don't know if it means like
The
like white
position
people.
that you have to be in to say something like that is just astounding.
Give me a brick. You know, give me a brick and tell me which building that I should throw it at, and if that's what I need to do. But I think that we really should be doing.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Just like, I don't know, like what is front lines? Like front line,
If people don't want me in the fight, then what am I gonna like? You know, it's like I'm not saying reverse racism because I think that that's.
It's kind of like
a stupid thing.
Frivolous, or just like energy expenditure to just like throw things at cops and like break, you know, and like riot.
Yo, what the
shit.
fuck are you talking about, though? You're making no
I'm not.
sense.
I didn't say that. Obama said this. Obama said this. I didn't even say like this. I'm just repeating what he said.
We're working on it, like you said. I mean,
do you understand the deeply entrenched dehumanization in the idea of progress? Like, do you understand that?
That's how you are just gonna view me right now. And like, I feel like a little like, I don't know how to like enter this conversation, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea about like the black experience or, you know, we were sharing ideas.
We're allies here. We're trying to figure this out together.
How long is this process going to take? Because it's been like some 400 odd years, and from what I see in the process, I need you to stop interrupting.
I'm not saying that I'm not privileged. I'm just
we
saying
all
that
need to chill out a little bit right now because it is weird. It's turning into a little bit of a. But then, like when you turn on the news and they talk about like a black person killing another black person when there's just as many or more instances.
What should I do? Why do I have to answer that question for you? And it's like, why? Like, I'm not the answer to fucking white supremacy. Why don't you fucking figure out what you have to do? You're a fucking white man. Figure it out.
Yes, that's true. That was, but like, that was an oversimplification. That I think that was a stupid thing that you said. Or just like within the context of what we're talking about.
It's not murdering somebody.
It's not exactly what he's saying.
I murdered somebody.
It's not.
We're oversimplifying. I killed somebody. My word.
Actually, no, wait. But let's not. No.
Fuck Annie's respectability politics. There is nothing honorable about trying to assimilate into a system that is designed to destroy you. I stem from a black man with workers' hands, weary breaths, and a regal stance. I'm equipped with the melanin to confront these lies, complex and juicy while they venture my demise. Black woman fine, ripe with forgiveness in me, despite human history. Rageful, so my sanity murders these reasons to be hateful. God, bring me back black every time. I've graduated from college, and I'm back in New York City. I move into my aunt's house in Brooklyn and sleep on her dining room floor. friends move in together and start working for each other's parents. Opening night at Baby Grand is a blast. I black out for most of it. I spend the day at the Russian bath. I'm feeling isolated, but at least I have Michael. We first meet at our mutual friend's punk show in Williamsburg. A few months later, I run into him at 4 a.m. on the L train. After that, he asks me out, and every day, I say no for an entire year. I've never seen romance close up before, but finally, I agree. Michael, expelled from private school, a Bronx kid with origins in India and Puerto Rico, with bipolar disorder and X-ray vision. One day we'll have babies and start an urban farm uptown, and you'll wear silk around the house and shit. Three months after we break up, he jumps off the George Washington Bridge near the park where we had our first date.
Bueno, para no cansar es más, vamos a ir con una entrevista. Bueno, muchísimas gracias, caballeros.
Ya me canso de llorar. No amanece. No sé si maldecirte o por mi llorar. ¿Dónde andará?
proceso. Así es la vida, déjense el show quiere continuar.
Lost as I am, I say. Vast as you are, they say. On a moonlit night, my ancestors come alive in fluorescent paint on the earth. Lost as I am, I say. Vast as you are, they say. One of them winks at me. Another one spits on me. Lost as I am, I say. Vast as you are, they say.
Box of stuff. There's mini flames. There's a rosary here. There's another rosary here. This house is mad.
I've just turned 25.
These are all the photo albums.
I moved back home because I don't know what else to do.
It has a vibe. Can you feel like there's a vibe in there?
I'm too busy being an artist to realize my brother is ashamed we share a room.
I don't know, it's like the reason why I'm so...
Tonight I'm going to Sasha's Black Love dinner.
Don't listen to what I say ever. It's like absurd. I know, but you're in my way, so like I don't know how...
I ignore the fact that I've taken my mother's bed.
The voice in my head that I say in myself. I do that.
She sleeps on the couch now.
I secretly wanted to know if there was coat check, because if there wasn't, then nobody would see my outfit, right?
I don't care. Daddy's happy I'm back.
Nikita, you will always talk way too much. Like you don't know when to stop.
One of my New Year's resolutions is to cook more. Because I want to make time for myself for the ritual of cooking. It's really important in like a self-care way. I know like the ingredients and the stuff I like, and I always buy the same thing. So we drove to Alex's. We drove. Are you okay, Romy?
Yes, I am okay.
Can you actually try and open your ears and listen to what I'm saying? It's like.
Hi, Rebecca. Yeah. No, I don't want to go there.
Why?
You have to, como dices tú, bring down several noches that fucking agresivismo tuyo. Como dices tú, you bring down ese agresivismo, or we're not going to be able to do this. I'm sorry.
You don't think you're...
Si vas a empezar a joder, me voy, me avisas, porque me voy para el coño.
It's just absurd that...
Que eso me jodió a mí, porque me acaban de poner el tratamiento, y yo le dije al doctor, no, I have to walk, y me dijo, couldn't you just wait until the things settle down? You have to walk all the way to the east side. You told me.
Why are you being manipulative?
Well, you told
me.
me.
Autonomous human being.
But I told you, remember I told you?
Dominant as the mother.
But you remember that day.
Anybody's fault it is, it's your fault.
You remember que había el maratón o algo?
A conversation about how you treat yourself has nothing to do with me.
Okay, yeah.
You took it this far. You let it get this far.
A friend gets me an interview at a prestigious production company. The night before, I called dibs on the first shower. When I wake up to get ready, my brother runs in front of me and locks the door. First, I ask nicely. No response. He turns on the shower and puts music on. When I knock again, the music gets louder. I beg my mom to intervene. I sink into a blind rage as I watch the hour of the interview come and go. Mommy scolds me for banging on the door. I turn around and choke her.
What's she looking for? Why you have to come out and say all the shit that nobody has to know? Get over it. That's a study. Only.
I can't be a pessimist because I'm alive. To be a pessimist means that you have agreed that human life is an academic matter. So I'm forced to be an optimist. I'm forced to believe that we can survive whatever we must survive.
In the observable universe, there are approximately 2 trillion galaxies. So other life must exist. But to reach the nearest star would take us 100,000 years. On this planet, to make sense of the vastness of our universe, we've created direction and time, which have evolved into social constructs and other systems of illusion to give us importance, another illusion. Every day, we come together in spectacular forms to uphold these meta-narratives.
When you have a kid, you're going to realize that this shit is true. This is love. Everything else is like, okay, well, that's the real one.
On my mother's side, Venezolanos passed down passion, resilience, and crippling delusion. On my father's side, Dominicanos passed down courage, ambition, and abusive rage. Beba, brave, stubborn, narcissistic, chronically cruel. Existing is to hold space for all of this. I fear my family will never talk to me again. I promise. This is the last time I'll snitch.
Love as deeply as if it were forever. Only nothing is eternal. Speak proudly to your children, wherever you may find them. Tell them, you are the offspring of slaves, and your mother was a princess in darkness.
encontrarte, donde me aseguran mis amigos que te vas. Hay momentos en que quisiera mejor rajarme para arrancarme ya los clavos de mis penas, pero mis ojos se mueren sin mirar tus ojos y mi cariño con la aurora te vuelve a esperar.